Good morning, everyone. In our previous class, we have
Good morning,
started. Good morning. In our previous class, we have started with lesson number 5 of geography, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. In this, we have understood that the position India occupies in the world in regard with plant diversity is the 10th position, 10th place India occupies in the world. Then in Asia, it is having fourth place. The number of flowering plant in India, we have understood about that 15,000 flowering plants are there in India. Plus, we have also understood about the natural vegetation, that it refers to the plants which have grown naturally without human aid, without human help, and have been left undisturbed by the humans for the long time, and that is also called as virgin vegetation. Then uh, where whatever we cultivate, the crops, fruits, vegetables, they are not considered as natural vegetation. The cultivation of crops and all vegetables and fruits which we grow are not considered as natural vegetation because they grow with the help of man. Then further we have understood about the difference between the flora and fauna. That flora refers to the plants of the particular region of a region or period, and the species of animals are referred to as fauna. Then the main occupation of the people where land is fertile and level is agriculture. Then further we have read about that the trees grow faster in summer due to the longer duration in the sunlight, longer duration of the sunlight. Then the southern slopes of Himalaya gets direct sunlight, with the northern slopes while the northern slopes receive the indirect rays or oblique rays. Then we have also seen that rainfall is heavier on the windward or western slope than the eastern and leeward slope. Now we are going to start with the next topic. Now, after this, if you see into the book, your book is having one more paragraph after this, that is about ecosystem. Have you seen? Check in book, but in my book, which I had downloaded from the website, the ecosystem paragraph is not there. In your book is there. In my
Yes, ma'am.
in my book also ecosystem paragraph is there after this, but in the next directly this page is about types of vegetation. But before types of vegetation, one topic more is there in this, that is about the ecosystem. Before starting ecosystem, I had asked you to find out, I think, the answers of this: why the southern slopes in Himalayas region covered with thick vegetation cover as compared to the northern slopes. Anybody got the answer of this? And same answer will be for this also. Why the western slopes of the Western Ghats covered with the thick forest and not the eastern slopes? Somewhat similar answer is there about the rainfall, because the southern slopes here receive more rain due to the southern west monsoon winds which travel west along the southern slopes. That is why the southern slopes in Himalayan region is covered with thick vegetation as rainfall is more. Here also the same reason is there, that the western slopes, why the western slopes of the Western Ghats covered with thick forest and not the eastern slopes? Here is the same reason, that western slope receive more rainfall as compared to the eastern Ghats, and Western Ghats gets rainfall from the monsoon winds that blow from Arabian Sea. That is why the western slopes of Western Ghats are covered with thick forest. Sorry, Gunjan, you have raised your hands up. I hadn't seen. Uh,
Ma'am, other than rainfall, it can be also, ma'am, soil also. Ma'am, soil is also fertile
yes,
and provides many minerals.
yes, yes, good. Because there is means first and foremost thing is the good amount of rainfall, and if rainfall will be there, that definitely the soil will be more fertile, the more fertility of soil will be there, because water will penetrate in that and making the soil not hard and tough to grow anything, but it is the soft soil, we can say, good for vegetation cover. So fertile soil is also there, that this is also the main reason, we can say. Clear? Now coming
Yes,
to
ma'am.
then coming to the ecosystem. Here ecosystem is there. You can look into your books. Then we will continue with this here, the types of vegetation. Now ecosystem, in ecosystem, plants occur in distinct group of communities in areas having similar climatic condition. That means different groups of communities of plants are there in a particular area and having similar climatic condition. When one particular area will be there, different types of plants will be there, but the climatic condition definitely will be same in that particular area for all types of vegetation. The nature of the plant in an area to large extent determines the animal life in that area. That means what type of plants are present in that particular area, the animal life also depends on that particular plant life which is present in the area. According to the plants only, the animal life is present there in that area. When the vegetation is altered, means when the vegetation is changed, the natural vegetation plant life is changed, the animal life also changes. All the plants and animals in an area are interdependent. That means as the plant life changes, the and so the animal life also accordingly change comes means change there in that particular area. And all plants and animals, because we say that all plants and animals are interdependent, they are interrelated to each other and their physical environment, thus forming an ecosystem. As they depend, interrelate to each other, plant depends on animals for manure and all, and animals depend for food and all, for then that is the interdependency or interrelation of plants and animals uh, to each other, and thus we can say that they are forming an ecosystem. Both are important for each other. Human beings are also an integral part of ecosystem. Even human beings, not only plant animals, human beings are also important parts of the ecosystem. Now they utilize the vegetation and wildlife. Now they use the vegetation as well as the wildlife, the animals, and the greed of human beings leads to the utilization of these resources. And whatever the need of the human being is there, more than that need, the human beings are uses those resources, even the plant life and the animals. They cut the trees and kill the animals, creating ecological imbalance. Then if more than they want, they are cutting the trees, they are using the they are killing the animals and using their skin, their teeth and all for their own fulfillment of their own greedy needs, and that creates a ecological imbalance. As a result, some of the plants and animals have reached the verge of extinct, and such uh, cutting down of trees immensely and killing of animals with no reason, means more than you need, has reached the plant and animal life both to the extinct of to the verge of extinction, means क- उस मीन्स उसकी स्पीसीज खत्म होने को है, काफी प्लांट्स और एनिमल लाइफ की. Do you know that a very large ecosystem on land having distinct types of vegetation and animal life is called biome? Now you can underline this. What is biome? A very large ecosystem. Now here I can't show you to underline. You can underline these lines yourself. A very large ecosystem on land having distinct type of vegetation and animal life, means different type of vegetation and animal life, is called a biome. And the biomes are identified on the basis of plants. Those, so this vegetation and animal life is identified on the basis of the plant life which is present in that. So this was the ecosystem, the interdependency, interrelation of plant and animal life, even the interference, more interference of human beings had caused a great harm to this ecosystem. Now the types of vegetation. The following major types of vegetation may be identified in a country. Now first type of vegetation, five types of vegetation we are going to read about, that is tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, tropical thorn forest and scrubs, montane forest and mangrove forest. These types of vegetation uh, are present in our country. Which are those regions where these type of vegetation cover is there, what type of animal is found, what type of plants are there, how these plants grow in this particular type of climatic condition. We will all read it in the coming paragraphs. Now first we take about the tropical evergreen forest. Now these are the different types of vegetation found in our country. Then tropical evergreen, these forests are restricted to heavy rainfall areas of Western Ghats and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of Assam and Tamil Nadu coast. So the forests are restricted to heavy rainfall areas, means wherever the heavy rainfall area is there, in that area tropical evergreen forest will be found. And these areas are Western Ghats and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of Assam and Tamil Nadu coast. So these are the areas where heavy rainfall is there, and we will find the tropical evergreen forest over here. They are at their best in areas having more than 200 centimeter of rainfall. So these tropical evergreen forests are found in the areas where more than 200. You can underline this also, more than 200 centimeter of rainfall is there, with a short dry season. Uh, that means they are best in the areas having more than 200 centimeter of rainfall with a short dry season. Means dry season is for very short term in that particular area, whereas 200 centimeter of rainfall is there in a year in that area. That means it is a tropical evergreen forest you will see in that particular area. The trees reach great heights up to 60 meters or even above. So the height of the trees in this tropical evergreen forest will be 60 meters and even the above 60 meters. Then since the region is warm and wet throughout the year, it has a luxuriant vegetation of all kinds. That means this type of evergreen forest has a great means many trees. luxuriant vegetation means बहुत सारे और बहुत अच्छे किस्म के यहाँ पर trees, shrubs, and creepers, giving it a multi-layered structure. हर तरीके के यहाँ पर पेड़ पौधे हैं, that is every type of trees, shrubs and creepers are there. Trees are big, then shrubs are little shorter, and creepers are just creep down on the ground, or uh, creep when a nearby wall is there, they creep there near the wall, they take the help of the wall to grow. So these they form a type of multi-layered structure in the tropical evergreen forest. Because of the high rainfall, the climatic condition is suitable for the growth of the plant. They There is no definite time of trees to shed their leaves. Another important feature of this evergreen forest is no definite time for trees to shed their leaves. That is why they are called as evergreen. Evergreen means they remain green for the whole year, and the forest appear green for the all the year round. So these are the few features of the evergreen forest, that they are found mostly in the areas of heavy rainfall. The areas are given that more than 200 centimeter of rainfall is there, and a short dry season is only there. Then the height of the trees in the evergreen forest is 60 meters and above, plus these type of forests are having the luxuriant vegetation of all kinds, means all types of plants are present in this type of vegetation, that is trees, shrubs and creepers. Even no definite time to shed the leaves of this tropical evergreen forest, and that is why they appear green all the year round. So these are the special features of the tropical evergreen forest. And here you can see the picture, figure 5.2, tropical evergreen forest is given, in which maximum height here reach is 60 meters. Then layers are there, 40 meters. Then canopy layers are there. Canopy means a type of uh, tent structure is there. The leaves are so big that means they are interconnected with each other. That is, it forms a type of canopy. Then 20 meters also, at the height of 20 meters also, you can see the vegetation. Young trees are growing here. Then shrub layers are there, the smaller, and then 1.5 meters also, little grasses and scrubs and all are there, the creepers and all. Now here, natural vegetation 5.3 figure. In this figure, you will see the types of vegetation, that is tropical evergreen forest. The area is marked with dark green color. Then tropical deciduous forest, it is uh, somewhat this bluish color. So tropical evergreen forest, here this area with the dark green color you can see. So the this map will show the different types of vegetation marked with different colors, what type of vegetation is there in different areas. Then here tropical thorn forest with the white cover. So here this is the tropical thorn forest present. Then continuing with the tropical evergreen forest only, some of the commercially important trees. Some of the commercially, but before this, here, some of the commercially important trees of this forest are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. You can underline this. Important trees, commercially important trees means those trees which are used for the trade purpose, for the uh, money making process. Then it is the important trees which are found in this are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. The common animals. Now about the common animals. These are the type of trees which are found in tropical evergreen forest. And here, these are the common animals found in the forest. They are elephant, monkey, lemur, and deer. One-horned rhinoceros are found in jungle of Assam and West Bengal. Beside these, there are plenty of birds, bats, sloth, scorpions, and snails also found in the jungle. So this is the different types of animal life which are present in the tropical evergreen forest. Now coming to tropical deciduous forest. Now these are most widespread forests of India. They are also called as monsoon forest, and underline this, which type of forest are also called as monsoon forest, that is tropical deciduous forest, or tropical deciduous forest are also called as dash, that is monsoon forest, and spread over the region receiving rainfall between 200 and 70 centimeter. Now this type of deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest, they are present in the areas which where the rainfall is between 200 to 70 centimeter. So trees of this forest type shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in the dry summer. So here in this forest, the trees shed their leaves. This is the feature of the tropical deciduous forest, that they shed their leaves about to 6 to 8 weeks in dry summer. Especially in dry summer, they shed their leaves. Next is on the basis of available. Availability of water, these forests are further divided into moist and dry deciduous. So this tropical deciduous forest is further divided on the basis of water, availability of water, and it is divided into two parts, that is moist and dry deciduous. Moist means where what availability of water is there little bit, and dry deciduous means less water availability is there. Then the former is found in areas receiving rainfall between 200 to 100 and 100 centimeter. That means the moist forest, moist deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest is found in the areas where the rainfall is between 200 to 100 centimeter, whereas the forest exists therefore mostly in the eastern part of the country. This type of moist forest exists or is seen mostly in the eastern part of the country and northeastern states along the foothills of Himalayas, Jharkhand, West Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and the eastern slopes of Western Ghats. These are the regions where we can find the tropical deciduous forest uh, and moist tropical deciduous forest, we can say. Then teak is most dominant species of this forest. So teak, the plant, we can say the teak is the most dominant species, mostly found plant tree. The teak tree is mostly found in this deciduous forest. Bamboo, sal, shisham, sandalwood, care, kusum, arjun, and mulberry are other commercially imported species. So these are other plants, other trees which are found in this tropical deciduous forest. Now, here these are the trees of tropical deciduous shown over here. Then the dry deciduous forests are found in areas having rainfall between 100 to 70 centimeter. Now, this is here about the next. This paragraph is about the dry deciduous forest. They are found in the areas where the rainfall is between 100 to 170 centimeter. Whereas here, moist deciduous, we have seen that the rainfall was between 200 and 100 centimeter. So this is the major difference between moist and dry. Then second, these forests are found in the rainier parts of peninsular plateau and plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. So the areas where which we receive this, we can find this dry deciduous are the plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, even the parts of peninsular plateau. The mostly found trees here are teak, sal, peepal, and neem. These are the trees found in dry deciduous forest. A large part of this region has been cleared for cultivation, and some parts are used for grazing. Now, this dry deciduous forest, most of the part is being cleared for the cultivation purpose, cultivation of crops and all, and some parts is used for the grazing for animals. In these forests, the common animals found are lion, tiger, pig, deer, and elephant. Huge variety of birds, lizards, snakes, and tortoise are also found here. So these are the common animals and birds found in the dry deciduous forest. I hope now tropical deciduous forest is also clear. Tropical evergreen forest. Then tropical deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous also is called as monsoon forest. It can be divided into two, moist and dry. Moist uh, deciduous forest, tropical deciduous forest are found in the areas which are having rainfall between 200 to 100 200 and 100 centimeter, whereas dry deciduous forests are found in the areas having rainfall between 100 centimeter and 70 centimeter. Different types of areas we have seen where this moist and dry deciduous is found. Plus, we have also understood about the plant life and animal life which are present in both these types of tropical deciduous forests. Now, coming to the thorn forest and scrubs. Now, in regions with less than 70 centimeter of rainfall, so this thorn forest is present in the area in the region where the rainfall is less than 70 centimeter. The natural vegetation consists of thorny trees and bushes, and where this uh, rainfall is less than 70 centimeter, there the natural vegetation consists of Uh, this type of vegetation is having thorny trees, means the trees which are having thorns, and even the bushes grow there where there is less rainfall. Now, this type of vegetation is found in the northwestern parts of the country. So, including semi-arid areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana. So, this type of region where less than 70 centimeter of rainfall is there or less than that is there, these are the areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana, where the thorn forests and scrubs are found. Now the plants which we find in this forest are acacias, palms, europhyte, Euphorbiums and cacti and are the main plant species. Trees are scattered and have long roots. Now, why trees have long roots? So that deep into the soil, any type of moisture is there, any type of little bit wetness is also there in the soil. These roots can go to that particular soil and take the moisture for their growth. That is why the trees are scattered here, and even they are having the long roots which penetrate deep in the soil in order to get moisture. Uh, because the less rainfall is there, so as the rainfall is less, water availability is very less. So when the trees or in this type of forest are there, they have the long roots, so that wherever deep inside the soil in the earth, wherever they find any moisture, these roots reach to that moisture to get some amount of moisture to the plants, to the plant growth of type of water. The stems are succulent to conserve water. Now stems are also succulent to conserve water, means they suck the water, whatever uh, moisture is observed by these roots, long roots from deep inside the soil. These stems conserve this water, and leaves are mostly thick and small to minimize evaporation. Even the leaves of the trees are thick enough and even very small to minimize the evaporation process. Evaporation means due to the heat of the sun, the water inside the leaves does not evaporate easily. That is why the thick leaves are thick in size, even they are smaller. These forests give way to thorn forests and scrubs in arid areas. Now, in these forests, the common animals are rats. Now, the common animals found here in this forest are rats, mice, rabbits, fox, wolf, deer, lion, wildcats, horses, and camels. And in this figure, you can see figure 5.5 thorn forest and scrubs. These are the means scrubs and all grown in the thorn forest. The trees are also here. Thorny trees are there. Bushes are there. uh, I hope that is clear. Now, from in our next class, we will continue from the montane forest. Till then, read this till the thorn forest and scrubs. In our next class, we will continue the lesson with montane forest. Uh, and today, that's all. I hope you have understood nicely. Thank you.